Hello, welcome to another episode of Kieta Knits podcast. I am Hillary Kieta. I'm a mom, a wife, an ER nurse sometimes, and human who loves to knit and do all things crafts. I like to sew sometimes. I've gotten into spinning. And I just want to bring you along on the ride and show you what I am making. Okay, to start, what am I wearing? I'm wearing two things, one of which you cannot see because they're on my feet, and they are my finished socks. I'm really excited about them. They're the Totally Tessellated by Andrea Mowry. Both of the things I'm wearing are Andrea Mowry. And I love them. I'll show you. Oh, looks like I got a fuzz on them. Wow. Please focus. Please focus. There we go. And the heels. There's still a fuzz on them, but you get the idea. I've worn them 2 days in a row. Normally I wash socks like every single time, but you know what? Oh, that wasn't a fuzz. That's like dirt. You know, that's what happens when you have dogs. You can't get away from it. And I was wearing slippers, so. Whatever. Socks are meant to be worn, people. I'm not gonna hang them up and, you know, have them on a wall. That's not what I'm gonna do. I don't know if you recall, I think it was in my second or third episode, I have decided to make it a goal to make 6 pairs of socks this year as part of my intentional knitting, which is my overall January goal. Hold on, I need to get my dogs up here. Guys, get in here. All right, so as part of my intentional knitting this year, I decided to make socks because I feel like I make a lot of sweaters and I just don't wear them as much as I want to because it's easy for me to throw in a shawl. It's easy for me to put on a pair of socks. Like I've only knit one other pair of socks before these, and I don't remember the name, but I can put a picture in, and I wear them like every other day because I love them so much, and they're perfect for winter here, and it's just practical. So socks is the goal. And then again, like my normal uniform is, well, how my day goes is my husband goes to work, I take care of the child, I'm knitting, I'm usually staying at home. Tend to work out in the evening, and I want to put on my workout clothes like in the morning so that I am focused to go to work out, because if I don't put on my workout clothes, it doesn't usually happen, and I'm not an early bird and I won't get up in the morning to go work out. So a little FYI, I used to be a swimmer, collegiate swimmer, and our practices were at 5 a.m. and I made a promise to myself that I would never do that again if I didn't have to. So really that's why I don't get up in the morning, and I'm more of a night owl anyway. So anyway, so this is my normal attire, some leggings, t-shirt, athletic gear. So it makes sense for me to make socks and shawls and accessories. And that's why my other goal was knitting cardigans. I haven't started my cardigan yet. I really want to, because every time I'm in my closet, I'm like, oh, I wanna wear something that I've knit, but I don't have any of it. So that's my goal. My other item that I'm wearing today is pretty obvious. Another Andrea Mowry design. It is the Nightshift shawl. This is with spin cycle that I got for Christmas one year. I got a gift card and I just bought a bunch. So I was like, I think these will go together. And they kind of do, besides this. I love the Devilish Grin, but then with the Mississippi Marsala, kind of harsh. But usually this is tucked in under anyway, so you don't see. But I loved the beginning of this, like the primer. Let me see if I can't focus it. Like I loved the start of this. And then once I got into this, I was like, oh no. But when I wear it like this. And I usually tie it under because it's a little small and it looks like a cowl. And then I love these colors together. And I think this blends so well. So it is what it is, y'all. That's the fun of Spin Cycle. You just never know what's gonna happen when you create it. And I'm not one of those people to kind of pick and choose my yarns. As you can tell with the heel of my tessellated sock that I'm not crazy about this heel. But then I think it blends the black here with the black of this sock. I'll show a better picture or clip a better picture. Let's see if I can, whatever. I think it combines them well. They're not the exact same, but they still have a connection. And then I got this for myself for Valentine's Day. It's from Deegan and I just love it. I'm also trying to make it a goal to wear more hats. A long time ago started like a baseball hat collection and I feel like my head is just perfect for hats. But also another point, some people are like, oh, I'm just not a hat person. I think that that's not true. I think that you pull off the look you want, right? So, which reminds me, I wore my pressed flower shawl. I wore this outfit, just denim shirt, pressed flower shawl. And I had this like cardigan I had worn from Anthro and I went to the coffee shop and the girl was like, if I could pull off your look, I totally would, but that's not my look. And I was like, okay, cool. Anyway, yeah. Hold on, I feel awkward. The neighbor's outside talking to the other neighbor. Oh, hold on. Well, whatever, I feel awkward, but they're taking lights off the front of their house, so whatever. Yeah, so my finished objects that I've finished are the tessellated socks, which I just showed you. The modifications I made, I didn't have the recommended needle size, which I believe was US 1.5, but I did have US 1.25, so I went down a needle size. I did the size 4, which is the largest round. I will say they're a little bit loose on my foot, but when I gauge swatched them, my gauge was pretty correct with the needle size. I knew it would be slightly bigger, but I went for it anyway. I don't know if you recall, but I was planning on making these for my dad, so I thought that'll be perfect. But the colors just, I don't think he would have worn them. So they're mine and I love them and I'm just so happy to finish them. I also had my pressed flower shawl that I had finished in the last episode, which was mosaic knitting, and then these were mosaic knitting, and I'm kind of mosaic knitting out. I'm done for. Finado, finished, completed for a little bit. So I'm glad to have these finished, that's for sure. Could they be a little bit smaller? Yeah, maybe I should have done size 3, but it's okay. And like I mentioned, not a huge fan of the heel, but the heel could rub out and I could put a new heel in. There you go. The yarns I used for this were Spin Cycle, Red Stag Fibers. I think it was a number color, but it's like this baby blue alpaca, and then dumpling the farmer's, why do I always struggle with this? The Farmer's Daughter's Fibers. FDF. I'm going to say that from here on out. FDF. And then I also finished a hat for my grandma because I was going to Ohio. I went to Ohio the first weekend of February. I made this, I'd say Tsov. I should probably look it up, but it's by Boylan Knitworks or Caitlin Hunter. And I used worsted twist pearl soho yarn, which was from my stash. Using my stash yarn, guys. I'm very happy. And then I also made a Queensland, Queensland headband by Fiona Alice from the Take Heart Pom Pom magazine. And I made that for my friend Ashley, and it's been long overdue. She asked for a headband a long time ago, and like 3 years ago, and I finally got to it. And she was like, I think this is the first thing you've made me. And it probably is. I think maybe back in college I made her one thing, but that hardly counts. Anyway, it was very, very long overdue. And she said she's going to use it as her running headband, which I think is perfect, because what are the greatest qualities of wool? They're sweat wicking, they're antimicrobial. When my child spills something on it, just kind of wash it right off. So I think it's perfect for her. I think that's really it for finished objects, but I have a lot of whips going on. So for my husband's sweater, I said I was gonna go until Valentine's Day. I did go, but I also made all those finished objects that I was talking about in between. This is the Jaiden sweater by Isabell Kraemer. I'm using Lion Brand's Fisherman's wool, and yeah, that's about it. There's this double seed stitch, right? Does it keep? There's a double seed stitch, raglan shaping. I'll post a picture in so you can see what the finished object is, but there's gonna be elbow patches. The seed stitch kind of stops like right over the chest, and then it'll be stockinette to the bottom. Yeah, finally split for the sleeves. It's so exciting when you split for the sleeves, I think, because then you're like, okay, these increases and decreases are over. And I was like purling most of the make one lefts and make one rights. Make one right purling is fine, but make one left purling is kind of annoying. So I'm glad to be split for the sleeves for that. And then I started knitting with my hand spun. It's all goobly gobbly, but it makes me excited because I made this, and so I am spinning more. I'm making the Manhattan hat, by the way, so I'm spinning more. This is where I'm at because I ran out, and I tried to use the stuff I initially started with, my very first skein of yarn that I was experimenting with, and it was just way too thick and I couldn't combine it. So that'll just be my little treasure of this is the first thing I hand spun. I don't think I'll make anything with it, but it's just gonna hang here as a little reminder. This is how much I have left of the braid, which I'm really excited to be almost finished with it. And then maybe I can move on to the next one. takes a long time. Takes some patience to do this drop spindle stuff. I don't think I have any interest in trying the support spindle because I'm still trying to get used to the drop spindle. However, I was watching Escarla's YouTube video. She's very good at editing and very entertaining podcast, so I recommend watching her. But she was saying that Malabrigo noob roving fiber is actually pretty difficult to spin with, and I was like, oh, really? I mean, I think it is. Like, it's definitely hard. I was wondering how people like pulled from the braid and just spun pulling from the braid. And because I have to card it and make rollags every time, which can be kind of like time consuming. So I was like, well, if not all of them are like this, I should try a different kind of fiber. But we're gonna do with what we have right now. So I think those are my only my only widths that I have going right now. I mean, I have like a summer whip that I started last year, the Scribble top. But yeah, I think I have this. So that's 3. I'm getting my whips down, y'all. That was 5. Finished the pressed flower shawl, finished the tessellated socks. Now I gotta finish the sweater, and then this hat, and then the Scribble top for summer, which I forget who that's by, but one of my friend's sister, my best friend's sister, so she is Jordan Knits on Instagram. Highly recommend looking at her page. She makes beautiful things. Her style is gorgeous. Her knitting is beautiful. Definitely recommend checking her out. It's just, yeah, she's amazing. She made the Scribble top, and we were both interested in making it, I think, initially. And they gifted me the pattern, which was really nice. And I've completed probably a quarter of the pattern, and I really wanted to get to it, but I think I was doing test knits. So I kind of left it in the wayside, but I'll get to it again. Because I'm using such a fun yarn. I'll talk about it another time when we get closer to summer knits. But yeah, so acquisitions. Actually, not really acquisitions. These are things that I'm going to make, and I have deadlines for them. I don't know if you recall me talking about how I am going to make a baby blanket for my friend. Her baby shower is March 30th. I initially said I was going to use scrap yarn, but I didn't have enough DK in the colors that I needed. She's having a boy, and her son's room is this color. So this is scrap yarn that I have. It's Isayar's alpaca, I think it's an alpaca blend. I don't really remember, but it's actually fingering weight. I tied them together, and I'm gonna use it as a DK weight. And then I also bought some Pearl Soho good wool. They had a sale going on, like 20% off, so I decided to get some good wool. I've never knit with it before, and people said it's soft, so I thought I'd try it out. So these are the colors I got. Oh, oh. Oh my God. And I am making the Vertices Unite baby blanket, which I think would be lots of fun. There are so many people walking because it's nice out, and I'm getting social anxiety, guys. All right. I'm sorry about that. I mean, this is all new to me. It's hard to talk to yourself in a camera, and then if people are watching you or watching me, it's even harder for me. And I also, yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry. Okay, back to what I was talking about. I'm gonna make the Vertices Unite baby blanket for my friend who has a baby shower on March 30th. And I think that these are the colors that I'm gonna use. As I mentioned, these are good wool from Pro Soho. Got them on sale, 20% off. And then this top one is the alpaca. This is the color of the room that she's doing for her son. And so I was trying to just, I mean, it's hard to do anything online, but I don't know. We'll see how these colors kind of go together. Boop. We'll see. I don't think they need to be that different contrast, so, but we got some contrasts if we need them. What else? I plan to make another pair of socks. When I was in Ohio, my dad took me to their local yarn store, my dad and stepmom, and I was like, well, I'm gonna get some yarn from, you know, I want local yarn. So I got this 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon fingering weight yarn by SMW Fiber and Fabrics, and it is hand dyed in Dayton, Ohio. The color is called, well, it says colorway December color lunar, and I'm gonna make some socks with it. It has some like cool tones to it, kind of bluish tannish. It's the best way to describe it. Really excited about it. Really excited to make another pair of socks. I haven't decided what I'm gonna do. I do have the pattern for the DRK everyday socks, so it's possible that I decide to do that. But I don't know. I don't know what my second pair of socks are going to be. I'm really focusing this next month on making that baby, the Vertices Unite baby blanket, and my husband's sweater. With that being said, I don't know if you guys saw, if you guys follow Lily Kate France. She's a great designer on Instagram. She has such classic, I guess I would call her probably preppy designs, but you can mold them to really however your style is. She came out with, well, she's coming out with this shawl that's kind of airy. I don't know what she's gonna call it yet, but she put some shoulder shaping in it, and it's really pretty. I'll post a picture in here, but I said I would test knit for her, so I'm really excited about that. I think I am going to use a linen fingering weight that I have in here. It's like Quince & Co's. I'm either gonna do like this purple, or I have like a grayish purple. I don't think I have it here with me though, but that will be to come. And that is it. That is it. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you liked it, if you liked what you saw, please subscribe, like the video. Thank you for being here. Thanks for listening to me chat about my yarn, my knitting, my spinning.